All right, so today we are just focusing on the multi-step. No, I never got that. With the multi-step equations today. So we're just starting. Yesterday, like I said, we did the hardest part first. So should hopefully be a much easier day for us. So step number one, what do we always need to try to do when we're looking at a problem? And before you answer, look at your steps before you answer. Jasmine, what do you think? Yes. So you're trying to distribute if possible, or if necessary, if you need to. And that means the number on the outside distributes into the numbers on the inside of your parentheses. All right, step number two, what do we need to try to do? Kira?
Combine like terms.
Combine like terms. All right, then we are always trying to isolate the variable, which means get it on one side or the other. So when you're doing that, you're going to add, subtract to remove the what? Add, subtract to remove the what? And these are the same steps for equations as well. So what do we only add or only subtract? What do you think, Nevaeh? Yes. Then we use multiplication or division to remove the what? Richard? It's the number connected to the variable, which has a very special name. Do you know what the name of that one is? Stop telling them, Callie. Stop telling them, Ariana. Starts with a C. Yes. All right, and then what do we always have to remember to do if the inequality is being multiplied or divided by a negative? What do we have to do with it?
Switch the sign.
All right, so we got to flip it.
Flip it, yeah.
If multiplying or dividing by a negative. All right, again, these should be much easier. We are also going to talk about graphing. Graphing is one of those things that you should know from 6th grade. I know if you were in my class, we talked about this. So you have an open circle and you have a closed circle. Okay? When you are dealing with the open circle, what two inequalities go with that one? Do you remember? Ariana?
Greater than and less than.
Yep. So greater than, less than. Okay? So a closed circle, what are those inequalities, Ben?
Greater than or equal to and less than or equal to.
Yes, so greater than, equal to, less than, equal to. So you're going to need those today when we do our graphing. Okay? All right. Questions about the notes? Questions about the steps? Oh, we're good? All right, let's jump right into it then. Looking at number one, I'm going to do these in my notebook because we have a tendency when we do these big long problems to squish them and it just gets real messy. All right, so number one is 4x plus 26 minus 2x plus 11 is greater than 49. All right, what is step number one? What is step number one in our steps to solve? What does it tell us to look for, try to do? Soraya.
Distribute.
Okay, do we just, I can't. Do we distribute here? No, because there's no parentheses. All right, what is step number two? Braden,
Combine like terms.
do we have like terms?
Yes.
All right, so we have our 4x and our minus 2x, and then we also have our plus 26 and our plus 11. So both of those can be combined. All right, go ahead and combine those like terms and give me a thumbs up when you're done with those, combining those. Don't go any further, just do those steps. All right, so I have 4x minus 2x. What does that give me? 4x minus 2x gives me 2x, right? Then I have 26 plus 11. Raise your hand. What does that give me? Jasmine? 37. All right. Now, what operation goes in between my 2x and my 37?
Plus,
Why?
because it's plus 26 and plus 11.
Right. So there's no negatives at all, right? It's a positive number. So we're going to put a plus there, and then we're going to bring down our greater than 49. All right. From here, what do we do? What's technically step number 3 in our steps to solve? Jeffrey.
Subtract 37 from 47.
Yes. So we're going to subtract 37 from both sides. That gives me 12. I'm going to bring down my inequality. I'm going to bring down my 2x. The struggle is real today. Whoa. All right, last step. What do we do? Last step, what do we do? Audrey.
Use multiplication or division to remove the coefficients.
Okay, so are we multiplying or dividing?
You're dividing.
Okay. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So x is greater than 6. Now, once you're done, get out your sheet. Get the sheet back out. And let's look at our graph. Obviously, this graph has no numbers on it, so we're just going to put 6 in the middle. Are we using an open circle or a closed circle? Open circle or closed circle?
Open.
Open circle. And raise your hand and explain to me why it is open. Why is it open? Ariana?
Because there's no equal sign. There's no equal sign.
Yes, that's true, but what's the mathematical reason why we're not including 6? Because that's what that open circle means. That's okay. Sebastian?
Because if x could be 6, then the sign would be greater than or equal to instead of greater than.
Right, because if we plugged 6 back into our original problem, this one right here, and we substituted x and we put a 6 in there and we solved it that way, we would end up with 49 is greater than 49. Is that a true statement? No. So you have to pick a number greater than 6. So then which direction is my arrow going? To the left or to the right? And remember, like 0 is over here and 10 is over here somewhere. So am I going less than 6 or am I going greater than 6? Callie? Yep. So my arrow is going to go to the left. Right, sorry. What did you say?
I said, I remember it now.
Yep.
From last year.
All right. So first one, not too bad, right? Let's look at number 2. Again, I'm going to solve this in my notebook just so I stay a little bit neater. I have negative 2 times 3x plus 15 is less than or equal to 42. So raise your hand and tell me, what is step number 1? What is step number 1 here? Cam, what is step number 1? What does it say in our notes? Okay, can I distribute? All right, now, is my number that I'm distributing a positive or negative? So that negative has to stay all the way through, right? So when you distribute this in, you're technically doing negative 2 times 3x plus negative 2 times 15. So solve those 2 parentheses for me. Solve those 2 parentheses. What is negative 2 times 3? Sebastian? What is it? What is negative 2 times 3?
Negative 6.
And then I just add a what?
X.
Okay, and Sebastian, what is negative 2 times 15?
Negative 30.
Okay, so I do it like that
No. Wait. Yeah.
because essentially the plus gets replaced by that minus because it's minus 30. So that is correct. I mean, you can put the plus there, but it's just an extra step, right? Because ultimately it's still a negative 30, whether there's a plus there or not. Then we bring everything down, and then from here, this becomes what? Two-step inequality. Solve this, stand up when you're done. That is them putting the AC unit in our building. So hopefully the air will be on tomorrow. What's the difference? A negative 12 and a positive 12 are completely different.
I know.
Why did you got the negative? The negative's gonna stay with that negative.
Greater than or equal to 97.72.
Why didn't you put that?
Yes, ma'am.
You have Richard,
Yes.
he's checking out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here, Richard.
To keep change good.
We need to change that. What did you need?
And then put it to the power of 976.
Guys, why are you talking?
Yeah, maybe.
Right? That's a negative 30.
ADHD guys.
Okay, so if this is a negative, you're not plusing here. Like. Okay, you gotta carry that here. It's a coefficient, so you're either multiplying or dividing.
So now it's gonna be
You've gotta divide by negative 6. Show it all the way through.
X.
Alright,
12
go ahead and go over this question.
X. No. X.
Alright, so from here, Cam, what do I do with this plus, or this minus 30?
Put it on both sides.
Do I add it on both sides or do I subtract on both sides?
Subtract them.
Are you sure?
Or add it on.
There we go. Because if you subtract from both sides, you're going to get a very different answer than if you add on both sides. So it's very important that you guys are paying attention to that. Then you have negative 6x is less than or equal to 72. Then from here, how do I get rid of the negative 6x? Excuse me, Raiden.
Divided by negative 6.
Cancels. 72 divided by negative 6x. What do I have to do with my inequality symbol? Sorry? Flip it. So 72 divided by negative 6 gives me what?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. All right, get out your paper. So 12 goes in the middle. Raise your hand and tell me, are we using an open circle or a closed circle? Anthony, why?
Because less than or equal to.
So you can include 12 and it's okay because the answer can be equal to it. Which direction are we going? Are we going to the left? Or are we going to the right?
To the right?
With a question mark or with confidence? All right. So you're saying with confidence, Braden, and he's
Yes.
saying, why are you saying?
It's negative, so it's fine.
It's negative, so it has to go this way.
Yes.
Negative this way.
So because this is a negative 12, you're going to the right.
Okay.
No, because negative, the further left you get, the smaller the number gets. Further right you get, the bigger the number gets. All right, last one. So the last one, you're going to have to do both. You're going to have to distribute and you're going to have to combine like terms. So I'm going to rewrite this and then you guys are going to do this on your own. So number 3 is negative 2x plus 6 times x minus 8 plus 10 is less than 2. Stand up when you are done. Oh, does this belong to anybody in here? No? Well.
So, you're gonna distribute your 6 first. So draw your arrow. You always, like, it tells you the steps to do right here, so you gotta follow them. Oh. Use this, just right there. you guys give me one step, break it up into each step. And then bring your 4x now. And then divide by 4. Not at the moment.
Alright. Go ahead and go over this. So when I distribute, I end up with negative 2x plus 6x. Now, I do 6 times negative 8. What does that give me? 6 times negative 8. Ellie. Negative 48 plus 10 is less than 2. I can combine my like terms here and here. What is 6 minus 2? Ariana. So I have 4x. And then what is negative 48 plus 10? Audrey. Negative 38 is less than 2. And then from here, this just becomes a 2-step equation, which should not be very hard for us to solve. Or sorry, inequality, not equation. What do? Walk me through the last 2 steps. All right, Sebastian.
Add 38 on both sides, and then it would be 4x is less than 40, and so x has to be less than 10.
How do I get rid of, how do I do that though?
40 divided by 4.
So I have to divide by 4 on both sides? Okay. All right. How do I graph this one? Tell me how I graph it. All right, Raiden?
We have to have an open circle
Why?
because it's not equal to.
Okay, and then which direction am I going? Because that's the hard part. I don't know what this means.
The right.
To the right? So you're saying I'm going this way? So x is less than 10. Going to the left. Okay? All right. Questions about those 3? All right. If you can do those 3, you should not have a problem with anything else that you're doing today on this paper. You and a partner, preferably the people you're sitting with. You have a question?
Oh, Wednesday?
Thursday of next week.
Oh, Thursday.
No. Thursday of next week. So you and your partner are doing 4, 5, and 6. Now, everyone, do not lose your minds. What do you see in 4 and 6? What do you see? Raise your hand. What do you see in 4 and 6? Neve? Decimals. Does that change the process of what we're doing? No, it does not. What do you see in 5? A fraction. 5 is the easiest one on the whole page. It really is. I promise you. Work together. If you have questions, raise your hand. I will help you the best that I can. All right? Setting the timer for 7 minutes. Go.
The equation on this first. Everything's in the middle. Everything. Huh? Oh yeah,
So
yeah. It's greater than or equal to. The other
So the one time I give you permission to talk and work together, everybody is silent. So when I don't want you to work together and talk, y'all will be talking. So you can't multiply a fraction by a whole number. So talk to your two classmates, because I know both of them know how to fix that. And technically, y'all should be working together. Yeah, that's me today, 100%. Yep. That makes.
Good, that was, is greater than it equals to 6.5.
Are you combining with this? So if this is a positive 4.5, this is flashing. They're just combining, we're not moving it over here yet, right? So here, you're gonna technically subtract it, and then these two are gonna be right there. So then essentially, like, you move it over there, and it's going to be subtract. But no, this is going to be subtract. So just slide it under there and subtract, right? Your decimal and go from there. It's all the same.
3/4 is 6.7.
Because your inequality is
So
here.
negative
So yesterday we had both sides, right? So like I said, we started with the hard part yesterday. Today it's just all on one side. You got that calculator, right? My calculator ended up today. Half of this easy stuff.
Me too. I can do this right away.
Which one are you trying to calculate? Okay,
Well, I think I just got it.
question.
That one distributes.
It's bigger than 48.
No.
You were 48.
No calculator.
Oh, no, it's not.
This is easy. Y'all didn't bust out a calculator yesterday, and that was really hard. Put it away. What is 36 divided by
9? Oh, yeah, nine.
Lord Jesus,
So
take the
plus,
glory.
the equation of our parentheses is less than 18. So then we're gonna,
That should
subtract 9
Why are you lost?
negative 0.75.
Alright, so what happened?
5. Right? What's the negative?
But you still have a fraction.
I don't
So, when you do your division, you're not dividing. So 18, what happened to 18? Down here. Okay, so then when you divide, you're doing 9 divided by 3/4. You can't flip it. You put 3/4 divided by 9. Right, which is wrong, because what number comes first? So it's 9 divided by 3/4.
Are you ready?
Because you're dividing
Right now,
both
we're gonna-
sides by 3/4. You flip
So,
and put 3/4 first.
X
It's not 3/4.
is greater than negative 1.2.
I do believe so. I believe so. I have to look at my paper.
Negative 1.2.
Yeah.
15?
Alright, now the next one.
No, it's not, because this should be this side and this side.
So it's 12.
So we need to divide here, what they, maybe one, or something, or something like that.
I'm on the right track.
I don't know, are you?
But it's
Yes.
fine, goes on.
So,
I don't make mistakes.
alright, let's go ahead and go over these.
I forgot what time
All right, pencils down. Hopefully everybody got number 4 done or close to it.
I saw it was number 5.
So you have 4.5K plus 18 minus 24 and 1/10 minus 1 and 3/10K is greater than or equal to 14 and 7/10. All right, so your pencils are down at this point and you are watching and we are going through this. What is the first thing that I look to do? Can I distribute? No. What's the next thing? Okay, so I'm going to combine this one and this one, and I'm going to combine this one and that one. 4.5 minus 3 1/10. Raise your hand. What does that give me? Ariana.
3.2.
I'm going to bring my K back to it. Then over here, I have negative 24 and 1/10 plus 18. What does that give me? Y'all are the only group that did this one?
Yeah, I didn't get to it. I only did this.
It's not 6.1. Who said it? Which, it's negative 6.1. And then this is greater than or equal to 14 and 7/10. So I'm going to rewrite this so it's a little bit neater. Maybe, probably not. All right, so then from here, I have 3 2/10K minus 6 1/10 is less or greater than or equal to 14.7. All right, what do I do next, Braden?
You have to add 6.1 because there's already a constant on the other side. And then you gotta add to the 14.
Okay. So I end up with 20.8 on one side.
And you gotta bring everything down.
Okay. 3 2/10K on this side. And then what do I do?
Now you gotta divide by 3.2, and you should get by the other one. You should get 6.5 or negative 6.5. No, just 6.5.
6.5.
Yeah.
That's what you get.
That's crazy.
So if you did not get this one, what should you be doing? Writing it down. Copy it down if you did not get it. Or if you got to a certain step and you just saw where you made your mistake, fix from there. That's why I go and write all this out and have you guys explain it. Not because it's fun. I don't need it. Who needs it? Some of y'all, not everybody.
When are we gonna use this?
What?
When are we gonna use this?
Do you want me to answer as a teacher or do you want me to answer as a person?
As a person?
Never.
Never?
Unless you go into a very specific, yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna go to a very specific.
Are you going to become an astronaut?
No,
A physicist?
absolutely not.
Then you probably never.
Wow, so why do we
Unfortunately, I'll answer that later. I'll answer that later.
Okay.
All right. Thumbs up when you're done. Thumbs up when you're finished copying this down.
Even right now.
What'd you just say? What?
I said, I don't want to write down riddle on the paper. You gotta-
No, you don't have to. You don't. I was just making sure you had it here.
Oh, yeah, I have one.
Okay. Guys, there's entirely too much conversation. So just a side note, you are coming to me tomorrow for your study hall, but essentially everybody has done their work, so it was not going to be a study hall. But if you continue to talk, we will turn it into a study hall.
Study hall.
Yeah, tomorrow during
Where?
like my lunchtime. You guys are coming to me. And again, I had no intentions of making it a study hall because y'all have been doing work and what you're supposed to. But if we cannot close our mouths today and get through this, that's exactly what it will be. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Please be quiet. All right, this next one, number 5. You have 3/4 times negative x plus 12 is less than 18. Now, does everybody understand why I said this is probably the easiest one on the page?
Yes.
Just because it is a fraction does not mean anything. When I distribute this in, because that is my first step, I end up with negative 3/4 x plus 12 over 1 times 3 over 4 is less than 18. All right, when I do 12 times 3, what do I get?
36.
So this equals 36. What does the bottom equal? 1 times 4. 4. What's 36 divided by 4? So I'm going to rewrite this as negative 3/4 x plus 9 is less than 18. From here, what do I do? What do I do from here?
Subtract 9 by both sides.
So negative 3/4 x is less than 9. All right. Now, this is where we always get a little bit of trouble. Because obviously we all know we have to do what? Divide by what?
Fraction.
So we have to divide by a fraction, guys. And this is where you have to be careful. You do not want to rewrite this and put the 3/4 first. Why?
That would be wrong.
It's wrong, but why is it wrong?
You should end up doing keep change.
No. You can do keep change flip if you put 3/4 first.
Can't you
You
just
do
switch
the
it?
key change flip on the
So
wrong
we did. We
side.
just put it to a decimal.
Give you the wrong answer.
I mean, you can put it to you can do whatever, but
It's easier.
you are dividing both sides by what? What are you dividing both sides by? Negative 3/4. So if you flip it, you are going to get the wrong answer. Times, what is that? Negative 4 over 3, which gives me negative 36 over 3. So x is greater than negative 12. Okay? So the hardest part about that is making sure you actually just move your fraction over correctly. Again, please make sure you have this written down, copy down correctly. If you know where you made your mistake, start from there.
Yeah,
I never understood
I got
this at all.
1.2. Like I got x is greater than negative 1.2.
Okay, well, this is why we don't change things to decimals, because you can't divide by a decimal, apparently. Why are you moving your decimal all crazy places?
I was so confused.
Killing me, Smalls. Just keep it a fraction. This one, you know how much I hate fractions. This one is an easy fraction to keep.
I don't like fractions at all.
I don't either.
I like it all.
But like, how is dividing a decimal easier than dividing a fraction?
Facts.
Really?
It's all mental.
Key change flip is so much
Why
easier.
are fractions even?
Yeah, we had decimals.
Fractions are actually a real life thing, and so are decimals. Like those are kind of important in your everyday.
Yeah, decimals.
Well, like,
Money has to be decimals.
Well, that's easy. Just add.
And we're gonna move on to number 6, whatever. Oh, sorry, I can't use that page. We're just gonna write on the back of this one, because Lord, I got no answers for you, Sebastian. All right, number 6. So number 6 is 24. All right, at this point, there is no Fun Friday tomorrow for y'all. Like, I'm done talking over you. Done. You have the remainder of the class to prove me wrong. All right, 24 minus 7 2/10 times negative 4x plus 3 is less than or equal to negative 26 4/10. So with this one, raise your hand and tell me, what do we have to do first? What do we have to do first, Jeffrey?
Distribute 7.2.
Okay, so I'm going to distribute, and I'm going to do 7 2/10 times 4. And both of these are negative, so that's going to change my answer a little bit. So I end up with a positive 28.8x. Thumbs up if that's what you got for that one. Okay? Did you get that really, or you just give me a thumbs
Oh,
up?
no, we didn't even get to this point.
The next one is Negative 7 2/10 times 3. And that is a negative. Does everybody understand why that is negative? Does anybody not understand? All right, so I'm going to bring everything down with this one. So I have 24 plus 28 and 8/10 x minus 21 and 6/10 is less than or equal to 26 and 4/10. So I've got rid of my distributive, or my, I've done my distribution, sorry. Now what do I do? Now what do I do here? Right in?
Look for combined like terms.
Can I combine like terms? Which two?
24 and negative 21.6.
Yes. So 24 minus 21.6. I end up with 2 and 4/10 plus 28 and 8/10 x is less than or equal to 26 and 4/10. From here, what do I do? Ben?
Subtract negative 26.4 by
Isn't the 26?
Yes, sorry, should be negative. But no, you're not subtracting that because we're just solving. We're solving for the variable. So again, step 1 is always distribute. Step 2 is always combine like terms. What's step 3?
isolate the variable.
Okay, and that's what we're doing. So within step 3, what is that first step to isolating the variable?
Addition and subtraction to remove the constant.
Okay, which one is our constant? On this side, which one is our constant?
2.4.
Okay, so I'm going to subtract 2.4 over here, cancels, minus 2 and 4/10. Which gives me a negative 28 and 8/10. And then from here, what do we do? Why are you looking at me like that? Because remember, this is a negative. I forgot to bring my negative down. That's a negative. From here, what do we do? So we've got our constant. We added or subtracted it, right? What's the last step in isolating your variable? Divide by what? So I'm going to divide by 28 and 8/10, right? All right, so 28 and 8/10 divided by 28 and 8/10 is what? 1 negative greater than equal to x. So that is, I can't even fit it. That is the work for today, for that one, whatever you want to call it. Glue this into your notebook, please. All right, so you should be gluing in your notes page. Title the next blank, left page. Solving multi-step equations, homework 9 or 10/19. You're gonna glue the top of the homework sheet that I just gave you right here underneath this. Glue it in. You have 5 problems for homework tonight. You have the remainder of class to get this done. Okay? Do you need a notebook? Like, do you need a
No, I
notebook?
have one. It's
Where's
not
it at?
that bad.
Oh, do you need a new notebook?
No, I see it.
Okay.
Get it back.
I don't have a backpack. All right. If you have questions or you need help, please ask while you're working on your homework while you're in class. Hopefully this is enough time for y'all to prove to me, one, that you deserve tomorrow, and two, that you don't have any homework tonight.